What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today we're going over Big Brother Canada Season 11, episode number 14. It was an eviction last night, which had some fireworks going off in the form of fights. But before we get to that, just a quick word from our sponsor of today's video. Star Trek Fleet Command is a free-to-play open-world MMO game in which you command a star base on the front lines of the Star Trek universe. Construct fleets of your favorite ships, recruit legendary officers to crew them, and pursue your goals of expanding territory, exterminating rivals, exploiting resources, and exploring strange new worlds. Hit the link in the description down below to download for your phone today. Please check out our sponsor. It would help support this channel a lot. But let's get into what happened. We started with the fallout of the veto ceremony where Ty was taken off the block by Daniel through the invisible veto. So nobody knew, even though pretty much Daniel told everybody. And Claudia was put up as the replacement nominee. The big question, though, wasn't really about the veto. It was who was the HOH. Because a lot of fingers were being pointed at both Santina and Renee. Even Claudia at this point wasn't sure if Renee wasn't the HOH and didn't know if she could really trust her. I feel like we were missing something between Claudia and Renee other than just this. Because yeah, it would make sense for her to be like, you know what? Renee might be smart enough to put me up. And that would get suspicion off of her and push it more on to Santina than if she put up someone else that wasn't me or Nene, because she would know that Dan would leave. So that could have been a thought that was going on in Claudia's head, but it feels like there's more than that, and the trust between them is really kind of broken right now, and I don't know why. This is something that we kind of missed by not having the live feeds to be able to kind of catch all these little things that are happening. We then got Ty, who pulled Santina away from a conversation with John, and things got a little heated here, at least from Santina. Here's the thing with Ty. He will get into an argument with you, but he doesn't yell, and it almost is worse that he doesn't raise his voice, because it comes off almost like serial killer-esque, where he's just very monotone, like keeps things very, very cool. He'll tell you to lower your voice when talking to him. And I feel like that a lot of times makes people get even more upset is when you tell them to calm down. What's going to happen? They're not going to calm down. They're going to do the opposite. And then this leads to him being able to kind of stir the pot more, since Santina was like, it's not me. It could be Renee. So he goes to Renee and says how like Santina's saying it could be you. And then that gets even more of an argument going, because Renee's like, all right, sit down now and let's have a conversation. Right in the middle of the kitchen. This then leads to Anika getting dragged in, because everyone's saying, well, if it's not you and it's not you, who is it? And it was like, I don't know, it could be Anika. And Nika's like, who's saying my name? Then Dan gets involved in it, because he's like, Santina, you're getting really defensive on all this. Meanwhile, Kuzi's in the pantry and she's just dancing. She's just dancing, having a good old time. She's like, there's a fight going on and it doesn't involve me. Let's go. But that was actually probably the most entertaining part of this episode. After that, we did get Ty and Claudia with probably the most toxic showmance we've maybe ever had on Big Brother. Having a little bit of a segment about their hooking up and their deep kisses. Then we got Dan and Nene kind of talking about how, again, Claudia and Renee don't seem to be trusting each other anymore, which is weird, because it seemed like the girly pops, right? The three of them, Claudia, Renee, and Nene, were just super tight, and probably one of the most tight alliances that we had in the house, but it seems like cracks are really forming there. They also talk about how Anika, Kuzi, and Daniel are really becoming that power trio in the house, and also with having Hope and Jonathan maybe on their side, it's even worse of a situation. So she pretty much just nailed the crown, the newest power alliance in the game. So good job by Nene. And then again, just says to Dan, like, listen, at the end of the day, it's just going to be hard on me because I really like both of you. Dan and Claudia are both very close to Nene, so her vote is tough. Claudia then ends up getting pitches to Kuzi and Anika, and then we see like a montage of other pitches that she gave as well. But the Kuzi and Anika one I thought was interesting because again, it feels like we missed something between her and Renee. Other than Renee being accused of being HOH, which possibly could have made Claudia lose trust with her, she says that if she were to win HOH next week, like, yeah, I think Renee could be on my radar as someone I would put on the block along with Santina. And she also mentions how the Girls Alliance is kind of just an illusion at this point, which we kind of all were thinking that, well, no, the Girls Alliance seems like it might actually be a thing, but there is this crown going on, so it seemed like the Shady Bunch were kind of in the middle, could go either way with it, but now it seems like the crown is the actual real alliance in this house and something that's really going to have a big influence on the weeks coming forward. We then also, after this, got a really pointless sponsor dinner from HelloFresh, so we won't even bother really talking about that because nothing important happened. Again, we saw more Claudia pitches. We saw Dan pitching to Hope. And this is where Hope actually tells him that Zach and Ty wanted him out. And he is like, wait, what? Like, I thought I was super close with them. He then goes to Nene, says like he's ready to go against Ty and fills him in on what Hope said. And then he goes to Kuzi to try and say, hey, listen, if I can get you, Anika, and Daniel, I think I might have the numbers to stay, but it was kind of hopeless. This just wasn't going to work out well for him. Then eventually we get to the actual live portion of the episode where we're going to see the eviction. I say live. It's not really live anymore. They do it on the tape delay, but for the most part, as live as we get. And then the jury is said that it is starting this week. So Dan will be the first member of the jury because, come on, he's going to be leaving. We all knew that for a very long time. One other really interesting thing that we got before the vote was they announced that the fans were voting on their favorite moment of the season so far. And the winning moment was when Kuzi won HOH. So Kuzi actually won $1,000 for this. But this feels like a weird thing for them to like publicly say. It seems to me like that's just a way to get Kuzi a target on her back. One, she's getting money in the house. Anytime somebody wins money, that kind of puts the thought in their head like, oh, they already won something. But two, just the idea that Canada voted for her as their favorite moment so far in the house, that would maybe see people as going, oh, she's being portrayed as she's kind of running everything and the fans are loving her. There's got to be a reason for that. To me, at least, if I was in the house, I'd be thinking, okay, that means Kuzi has to go very soon. We may have seen some of that kind of already happening where Daniel was telling Anik on the dailies that it seems like it might be a good idea to start making a move. But again, we'll see how that all kind of plays out. And then I normally don't talk about the speeches unless they're really good, but these two were really bad. Dan basically says that, hey, I make good poutine. Keep me in the house. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then Claudia says, the invisible HOH, you spent $50,000 to be able to put me on the block. So I hope you enjoy watching me walk off of it. Well, no, because Santina didn't spend $50,000 to put you on the block. She did it to put Dan and Ty on the block, knowing that one of them would leave. So it really wasn't about you. Like, stop trying to make it about you, Claudia. You're a pawn in this whole situation. Dan does get voted out immediately. And we also get into the start of an endurance competition, which, anytime there's an endurance competition, I just always can't wait to watch how this plays out on the feeds. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. We don't get to do that anymore. Before the episode does end, though, it does seem that Daniel would be the likely first one to fall. He was kind of shaking already before they even went to credits. And if I had to put a guess on who I think is like the top ones that could potentially win this, I think Claudia has a really good shot at winning this thing. Maybe Santina, maybe Anika. I'm still actually not 100% on the rules with Santina. She's competing in this HOH, but is she actually allowed to win it? Like, is she told, like, oh, you just have to fall at some point? I'm not 100% clear on that. I should really just go back and watch the last episode, last eviction episode, when they talked about the invisible HOH at first and what the actual rules are with that. But I'm not 100% sure if she actually gets to compete or not. Let me know. Did you guys catch that? Or if you know for sure if she gets to compete? If she does, that's, you know, really something that she could take huge advantage of here, having 2 weeks as HOH back to back like that. But yeah, what do you guys think? Who do you think is kind of going to be the winner of this HOH? What would you like to see them do if they win HOH? Who would you like to see them put up? And what did you think of the episode overall? Again, I think the first half of the episode, with kind of the fallout of the nominees, or the replacement nominee at least, and then kind of figuring out, like, oh, is it Santina? Is it Renee? Is it Anika? That all was very entertaining. But overall, it was kind of one of those episodes where we knew where it was going, and then it had some weird fluff in there with that dinner that I just didn't care for. But what do you guys think? Let me know in those comments down below. Also, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream, especially if you made it all the way to this end of this video. Smash that like button. Also, check out our sponsor for the video, Star Trek Fleet Command. There are links in the description and the pinned comment down below on how you can download the game, play it. It would really help out the channel if you did so. And as always, I will see you guys next time. We should have a daily tomorrow, kind of on what happened with the HOH tonight. Hopefully we can get that up on the channel. So we'll get that for you guys. But thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you next time.